What's going on, Fight Night Gang? Welcome to episode 42 of the Fight Night Forecast, where we highlight, recap, and cover all things boxing. Man, welcome to the night stream. You know what I mean? Might be a little late for some of y'all. Some of y'all probably already in bed. You know what I mean? Because y'all some old folk. No, I'm just playing. But no, for real. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Thanks. We're gonna get some people in here in just a minute, hopefully. I'm leaning towards doing maybe not this late, but start doing more nighttime streams. It seems like when I do night streams that we seem to do better numbers. So it's kind of tough because your boys working nights right now, but we're gonna start making it happen at some point in time. Down the road too, we're gonna get it to where I have a very specific night. You know what I mean, that we're gonna meet, where the clan's gonna meet, where the Fight Night Gang is gonna meet, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of toying around with some nights, kind of figuring out what we're gonna do with that, you know what I mean? So we're about to get right into the episode though. I know y'all see the thumbnail and the headline. Got some big news that actually just happened a few hours ago, so kind of works out perfectly. Your boys hopping on tonight, get y'all the inside scoop before a lot of the other guys get to it. So yeah, let's get right into it. Actually, first, to my giveaway winners. I had, one of my giveaway winners hit me up the other day, asking me what the holdup is. I'm just waiting to get I got two people that I need to get their sizes real quick. Got to get their sizes, and then I'm gonna reach out to y'all. Well, actually, I need to get those last two sizes so I can get to my distributor, get the correct sizes and the correct colors made, and then from there, I will get everybody's address and get those shipped out to you guys ASAP. So don't think I forgot about y'all, man. Thank you again for everyone who participated in the giveaway. Some of you guys might be confused on what's going on. If y'all are new here, but the last couple weeks I was running a giveaway for some hoodies, and 5 people won. So all I had to do was comment their favorite fighter on the Fight Night Forecast episode 39, and they won a limited edition exclusive Fight Night Forecast hoodie. So, but yeah, those are getting shipped out ASAP. I just gotta get the sizes, man. So for those couple winners that have not given me their sizes, if y'all are watching today, y'all know who you are. Please get me your sizes so I can get these out to y'all hopefully before Easter. Everyone will have their Fight Night drip. So yeah, let's get right into the episode though. We got actually a couple weekends of boxing to cover. I didn't have an episode last weekend, so we got 2 weekends of boxing to cover. So let's get through that quick, and then we'll talk about upcoming, and we will talk about the announcements that have popped up. So let's start with March 7th. That was a Thursday night. Stephen Butler, man, there was a couple fights a couple weekends ago that ended with a pretty heavy right hand. Stephen Butler slept Steve Rolls with a nasty right in Montreal. Man, that was a good bout. First round KO. Stephen Butler looked good, looked sharp, came in strong, finished out quick. Anthony Joshua, we all know, a lot of us watched that. Actually, I think I'm gonna have just in case you didn't see it, I'll play a clip here in just a second. But Anthony Joshua had a devastating KO of Francis Ngannou. Again, most everybody saw it, man. It was not what I was expecting. I predicted there would not be a knockout in my fight prediction, and I'll be darned, it happened. You know what I mean? So it'd be like that sometimes, man. It really do. I think it just goes to show that there's levels of the game, and Joshua's on that grind, bro. Joshua's trying to get back right. He wants that title shot. He's earned it now. They said that the winner of Anthony Ngannou would very, very likely face the winner of Fury and Usyk. Here's my question for y'all though. Now that we've seen Joshua do what he did to Ngannou, where does that put Fury, man? Where does that put Fury? I don't like to compare, always like to compare fights. It's tough to compare somebody, like, for example, what we're talking about with Joshua and Fury. They both fought the same guy, right? I'm not a huge fan of being like, okay, they both fought the same guy. One barely beat him, one knocked him out second round. I'm not a big fan of being like, oh, that automatically means Joshua is better than Fury, right? So I'm not a big fan of that type of comparison, but it does make you wonder that Fury for real struggled with Ngannou a little bit, and Joshua made easy work of him, you know? So makes you wonder what the word is on that, you know, and everybody, it's not the same. Every fight night's not exactly the same, right? So, you know, Ngannou's prep for Joshua was probably different than his prep for Fury, you know, and that leads to different outcomes, man. You know, you never know if he had a good camp, bad camp, this, that, whatever. You know, it's tough to be like, he did well against, you know, Ngannou, or did well against Fury, but bad against Joshua. That means Joshua's better, right? Let's see, we got some people rolling in. Let's go. Playland says LFG. Let's go, baby. He said, did Tyson the first Netflix fight and win? What's on Amazon? What's Amazon Prime pay-per-view price? I'm actually looking into that. I don't know. I'm not sure they've released the price yet. They may have. I'll have to look. I'll have to go look on Amazon Prime. I haven't really seen, you know, it's coming up in a couple weeks, and I've seen some promos for it, but they haven't advertised a price yet. And you know, normally in the advertisement, they're pretty quick to say, you know, buy now for $69.99, you know, or whatever. But all the Amazon Prime advertisements I've seen for it, I haven't seen any price. That's a good point. Let me get back to you on that. I'm gonna figure that out. For Tyson with the first Netflix fight, yes, bro. Yes, bro. I covered that a little bit last week in my episode last week on Tyson and Jake Paul. Which, man, people have been asking me all week, man, and I'm blessed, bro. People have been hitting me up in my DMs, at my job, text message, all that, bro. Thank you guys so much, bro. It's a good feeling, man, because it makes me feel like, you know, you guys value my opinion. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm going to give it to y'all. That's one thing about me. I'm always keep it a stack. I'm always going to give you the opinion. You know, I think, you know, not everything's been released about it yet. You know, they announced the fight, and now I don't know if you guys have been following it a little bit, but they're kind of announcing more details about the fight, and they're still on the fence about if it's going to be, you know, an exhibition or a sanctioned pro fight, or, you know, they're talking about if there's going to be headgear possibly now. So there's a lot to still be determined about that fight. But what I have been telling everybody is the Netflix thing, I think, is only good. You know, I think that this is going to be a pioneering event for a lot of future sporting events that we'll see on streaming platforms like, you know, Netflix. Obviously, Amazon Prime's dipping their hands in on it. But I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if we start seeing more stuff like that. You know, these companies have a little bit of a bigger overhead, so they don't have to take as much money, you know, from the viewer. You know, they already do the monthly subscriptions, this and that, woo, you know. So I'm wondering, you know, if we'll start seeing maybe some more big fights and big sporting events like that on Netflix for Netflix subscribers. You know what I mean? So, because I don't want to say pay-per-view. I don't want to say pay-per-view's dead, but, you know, a lot of people are kind of straying away from paying pay-per-views, you know, and it's just getting tougher and tougher to get people to commit to that, I feel like, you know. So we'll see. And in this economy, bro, you know, I'm a big boxing fan, bro, but sometimes it's hard to you know, if you got, which I'll show you guys later, you know, we got like an 8-week span of boxing coming up where almost every weekend there's a pay-per-view. If you're shelling out $50 to $70 a month for that, a lot of people can't afford that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I think they have to figure out, you know what I mean, something to where they can, you know, get more viewers on, you know? So he said, oh, wow, I didn't know that they haven't decided on headgear or if it's sanctioned. Yeah, bro. And see, that's the thing is they've come out now. So they made the announcement. Now they're coming out saying all this stuff now after, you know, so they got the initial hype through. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's bashing it, you know what I mean, already. And, you know, some people are excited for it. I'm excited for it. You know, I think is it the fight I want to see? No, necessarily. You know, it's a 58-year-old Mike Tyson versus, you know, a 27-year-old Jake Paul. But you know, nonetheless, I'm more excited for the event itself as opposed to the dudes that are fighting. But yeah, so now all this stuff's coming out where they're like, hey, you know, because now you like to get a boxing event going, there's a bunch of hoops you got to jump through, right? You got to jump through medicals, you got to jump through sanctioning fees, sanctioning bodies, you know, obviously the money is a big thing, broadcast rights, you know, all that stuff. So there's a lot you got to jump through. So now, you know, they're having to get medical approval for a 58-year-old male going in there fighting a, you know, 27-year-old, you know, pro boxer. And I mean, I know Mike Tyson obviously has been a pro boxer, but he's technically retired, been retired for some time now. He fought in 2020, you know, against Roy Jones, and that was an exhibition. But even then, they were debating on doing headgear then, this and that. But, you know, it ended up coming down to, you know, there being a no knockout clause and all kinds of stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if more about this Jake Paul fight comes out later, you know, maybe even a little closer to the bout, you know, so they'll still be able to maximize most of the views, you know what I mean? So that's the thing, man. A lot of that stuff's done. I can't lie, like when I watched the Roy Jones Mike Tyson, I didn't know that there was a no knockout clause, that they were, you know, that it was an exhibition, you know, and all that stuff till almost right before it happened. You know, boxing has a way of doing a lot of that stuff behind the scenes to where, all, you know, viewers don't necessarily know about it, right? So I'm not trying to give away a bunch of secrets or nothing, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't need the boxing Illuminati coming at me, you feel me? Because I'm just out here. I love boxing, man. That's all it is. I'm just sharing what I know. But exactly, see, he said, Playland said, wow, I wouldn't want to watch as much if it was headgear. You see what I mean? So that's the kind of stuff that they're not talking about yet. You know what I mean? I've been seeing it, but that's only because, you know, obviously I follow a lot of boxing analysts, boxing media, guys that are a little more tied into that community. So that's just one of the debates that they're talking about, you know, and we'll just have to see, you know. I think it'll end up being very similar to Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, probably the one that it was in, you know, in 2020. So I think it'll be very similar to that. We'll probably see some sort of no knockout clause, you know, some sort of, I don't know, adjusted rounds maybe, you know, I don't know. We'll see, you know, they might do less time on the rounds, you know, or whatever. I think the real thing though is like they're still deciding whether it's going to be a sanctioned pro fight or if it's going to be an exhibition. So if it ends up being an exhibition, I imagine seeing a lot of that, like that stuff kind of come to fruition with the, you know, kind of, I don't want to say dumbing the match down a little bit, but we'll probably see a, you know, more, I don't know, guarded type matchup as opposed to just a regular pro boxing match. You know what I mean? So, all right, nonetheless, let's get back to this weekend, these past couple weekends of boxing. You know, like I said, we just had Anthony Joshua, devastating KO Francis Ngannou, second round. On that same card, Joe Parker beat Zhilei Zhang, and that's 5 wins in a row for Joe Parker, bro. He's killing it, man. And I think that was for the WBO interim. So he is now the WBO interim champion at heavyweight. Obviously, we're waiting for the bout with Fury and Usyk to decide undisputed. And then, you know, they're saying Anthony Joshua will now fight whoever wins that. But, you know, that throws Joe Parker in the mix, nonetheless. You know what I mean? The fact that he's won 5 in a row. He's beat Deontay Wilder, beat Zhilei Zhang, and Zhilei Zhang was one of the dark horses in the heavyweight division. You know, a lot of people, he was an older guy, but he had a lot of power, or has a lot of power still. And, you know, dude's been out here killing it, you know. So ended up being a majority decision. And the crazy part is, Joe Parker, he got dropped in the 3rd and the 8th round and came back and boxed beautifully. Came back both times, boxed, you know, did well, boxed beautifully, ended up getting the majority decision. So that was pretty dope to see that, you know. Kind of crazy, man, when you think you drop a guy twice twice in a fight, you think you win, but you just never know. You know, that just goes to show how well Joe Parker did on the outside, you know. So let's move on, though. March 9th, we had UFC 299. That was O'Malley and Marlon Vera, and O'Malley had a very dominant performance. So dude killed it. You know, shout out to Vera. Marlon Vera had a crazy chin, showed a lot of grit, but you know, O'Malley just showed that first fight that he lost against him was a fluke, you know. So yeah, I thought O'Malley looked phenomenal. At the end, you know, he called out Ilia Topuria, so he's hinting at maybe going up to Topuria's weight class. People were saying that, you know, like they were they're trying to get smart on there. They were like, oh wow, O'Malley's gonna lose his belt now. He's fighting Topuria. He's not gonna risk his own belt. He's going up, and Topuria's not coming down. So Topuria's a big dude. So he's gonna be moving up. That'd be the next weight class up. You know, the possibility to fight Topuria. So I think I'm here for it. I'm cool. I'm down to see it. You know, on that same card though, stacked card, Poirier had I hate to say it, it was in a way it was an upset because I'm a big Poirier fan. He's one of my favorite UFC fighters, but I think a lot of people counted Poirier out, you know, with him being a little older and how dominant Saint Denis been. But Poirier ended up beating him. I believe it was it was TKO. So Poirier ended up beating him. Michael Page won his debut against Kevin Holland. Love Kevin Holland, man, but you know, he's just one of those guys that he'll fight anybody, bro. So you know, I think we'll see big things from both guys still coming up. Was it Matt Elena? He KO'd Gilbert Burns, and he actually, Matt Elena broke his arm during that fight and still finished Gilbert Burns, so that was insane. And Petr Yan, he took Song Yadong to decision and won that. So man, some great bouts. Got to see all kinds of, you know, different finishes and all that stuff. You know, dude broke his arm, so man, shout out to the UFC, man, putting on a really good card, you know. So killed it. So really, that was a great weekend of boxing, really. You know, Joshua Ngannou, you know, being the Friday night, Saturday night UFC 299, just killed it, man. So now let's fast forward to just this past weekend, like literally just a few days ago. Callum Walsh, he fought on UFC Fight Pass. He's an up and coming Irish boxer, really good. He got another win. And then March 16th, we saw William Zepeda and Maxie Hughes. It was the IBF WBA lightweight title. William Zepeda, I believe it was a fourth round. It was in between the fourth and fifth round. Maxie Hughes' corner threw in the towel, called it. But, you know, Zepeda had a dominant performance, and he's just looking better and better every time he's coming out. Maxie Hughes is no slouch. You know, he fought Kambosos and fought a pretty good fight against him. You know, obviously Kambosos has some, you know, was the lineal champion at one point. And, you know, he had beat Teofimo. So, and Teofimo had beat Lomachenko. So, you know, a lot of people kind of discredit Kambosos a little bit just because he, you know, they don't feel like he, you know, had all the titles technically, because some of them were, you know, vacant, I guess, technically, but I don't know. You know how it is. For those of y'all that know boxing, y'all know how weird the titles and the sanctioning bodies can be sometimes. So it's just how it is. But nonetheless, though, yeah, that was a good showing for William Zepeda. You know, I'm excited to see what's next for him. You know, we know that the lightweight division is stacked. You know, Floyd Schofield fought on that same card, lightweight division. And it was against Esturi Suero, and he got DQ'd for some dirty hits, you know. So Floyd Schofield's been in some tough bouts, you know, for him being such a young fighter, you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see, man. You know, I like Floyd Schofield. You know, he's Kid Austin. He's a you know, good switch hitter. Kind of reminds me of kind of a baby Terrence Crawford a little bit. You know, Floyd, if you're watching, I'm not calling you baby. You know what I mean? I ain't calling you a baby nobody. I know you're your own fighter, but you know, he reminds me a lot of Terrence Crawford with the way he you know, shows a lot of skill and everything with his ability to switch hands and everything. So but yeah, and then also on that same card, Eric Priest Eric Priest, he's kind of an up-and-coming guy. I've been following for a while. Followed him on Instagram for quite a bit, actually. Kind of been seeing him come up. He's now 13-0 after his win on that same card. So, yeah. So the lightweight division stacked, man. There's a lot of people, you know, obviously, and they're getting busy too, bro. You know, we're seeing Tank Davis and Frank Martin get busy. You know, there's rumors that Shakur is coming back now. You know, he had his little retirement scare or whatever you want to call that. So we'll see, you know, if he's coming back or not. But there's you know, there's some hints that he might be coming back against Campbell Hatton. And yeah, Campbell Hatton, which is Ricky Hatton's son. So, but then there's also rumors that Campbell Hatton could be fighting, what's his name at Terrence Crawford at 154. So I don't know what's going on with that. If that's going to be a, you know, that's, I don't know. We'll see. Well, you know, rumors fly. We'll see what gets signed. But it just seems like that's a, you know, to jump around 2 weight classes. Which I think Hatton is. He'll fight. He's fought at 35. He's fought at 40, and he's fought at 54. I'm pretty sure. So his fight in the next couple weeks is going to be, no, next week. This upcoming week. Yeah, he's fighting at junior welter against James Flint, and I'll talk about that more in a second. But yeah, there's like rumors that he could come back to fight, Shakur or Terrence Crawford. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up coming with that. But yeah, so let's move on though. Let's go into the upcoming schedule. Just this weekend, there's going to be the weekend March 23rd, Sheffield, England. So it'll be a daytime fight for us that live in the U.S. It's going to be on DAZN. We got Dalton Smith versus Jose Zepeda, 12 rounds at junior welter. Going to be a good scrap, man. Going to be a good scrap. I know that this weekend there's not really any big names, but still, like I always tell you guys, y'all got to watch these smaller cards, man. Just like I told you guys about the Williams Zepeda Maxie Hughes card, man. That ended up being a banger, you know. So always good to see some of these guys that are, you know, maybe don't have the biggest name just yet, but you know, they're making their way up. So, but on that card also, Sandy Ryan versus Terry Harper, going to be a good women's bout. Very, very good women's bout. Two of the best ladies to do it at welterweight, and they're duking it out for Ryan's WBO women's welterweight title. So that's gonna be a good co-main there. James Flint, like I said, is fighting Campbell Hatton, the son of Ricky Hatton, and that's gonna be a junior welterweight, so that'd be 140, and then 147, and then we got Ishmael Davis. He's fighting Troy Williamson on that same card. And there's a few others too, but they're all dudes fighting to be announced guys, so I didn't really want to bring it up totally. But let's talk about this though. I just did see this graphic the other day. You all know I love graphics. Saw this the other day where they were talking about this next little span of boxing that we have coming up in the next few weeks. Let me get this out of the way real quick. All right. Come on, man. Let me move it. Perfect. All right, let's look at this real quick. All right. This is coming up quicker than we know, you know, and I'm very excited. Look at the next. So we got upcoming 7-week boxing schedule from April 20th to June 1st. Now, there's one caveat. Josh Taylor and Catterall has been postponed to late May. And I'll tell you guys more about that later. But the April 27th card is actually going to be moved to end of May. They haven't put on a full date yet, so I'll be sure to let you guys know more on that. But look at this. Check this out. We're looking at Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, April 20th. Scratch Josh Taylor Catterall 2 on the 27th. And then we have Canelo and Munguia, May 4th. May 6th, Inoue versus Luis Neri. May 11th, May 11th. Your boy Fight Night's birthday. That's my birthday, baby, May 11th. Taurus season, don't play with us. May 11th, Lomachenko, George Kambosos. You know what I mean? Look at that. Your boy, I'm getting some boxing for my birthday, bro. Boxing for my birthday. I'm so thankful. Hopefully it's going to be a good bout. So anytime Loma shows out, it's never a bad night. So, but yeah, so we got Lomachenko, George Kambosos. Then the 18th, Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk. June 1st, Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol. And then also on June 1st, it's that Matchroom 5v5 versus Matchroom Queensberry 5v5, where they're fighting interpromotional or whatever, where they're trying to prove who's the best out of the two promotions. So, man, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about, bro. We're going on a span. Let's see. In that span, we got one, two, three. There's 3 undisputed bouts. Beterbiev, Bivol, Fury, Usyk, Canelo Alvarez, Munguia. That's 3 undisputeds in, this 7-8 week span, So, and of course, we're going to see Josh Taylor, Catterall move to the back end of that as opposed to the front end of it. But, it'd be like that sometimes. It is how it is. So, but yeah, thought it was dope. I haven't done key dates in a while, man. So I just wanted to, pop that back up to you guys and, remind you we got some good stuff coming down the pipeline. So most definitely. But let's get into announcements real quick, and we'll make this a short episode. Get y'all, get y'all out of here. Get y'all enjoying the rest of your night. Like I said, we're gonna be we'll be figuring out a more regular schedule, so that way I got a lot of people that they want to watch, but they don't know when it's gonna be live, and I do need to be better about that. Thank you all for telling me that that's something y'all want to see more, is more scheduled lives, which is fun. Make sure I'll start, I'm thinking, like I said, we'll figure out a night. Your boy is about to change jobs soon, and I'm moving again. So I guess this is kind of an announcement for some of y'all that follow me that I haven't told yet, but I'm moving states again. And I ain't gonna tell y'all exactly where, because I don't be knowing half y'all like that. But so some of y'all know I just recently moved states in the US. And, I got an awesome job opportunity. It's actually going to provide me a lot more flexibility and whatnot for my own boxing training and for the podcast too, for the Fight Night Forecast. So, I'm pretty hyped on it. I'm moving pretty soon, and, I'm going to, keep putting out episodes, hopefully during the moving process. So shouldn't be any interruption there, but y'all know how it'll be going. So, but yeah, so, enough about that. Let's get into these announcements real quick, and we'll get everything knocked out. So, announcements, June 1st, which I actually just posted a short about this a little bit ago. So maybe if y'all haven't seen it, go watch that short right quick, blow it up. I'm trying to go viral, you feel me? June 1st, Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal, boxing match in Inglewood, California. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about any promotions signing on to this yet. I know the deal is supposedly signed. I don't know if it's going to be with a major promotion or if it's going to be with, I know Masvidal's got his little fight promotion. Could be with that. Not sure. But it's going to be a boxing, which is kind of cool. So not expecting necessarily the cleanest boxing. Let's get this off the screen. My fault, y'all. I got to be better, man. So, I'm not expecting the cleanest boxing skill or anything like that, but I think it's gonna be a fun fight to watch. Two UFC legends. We'll see them. We'll just keep seeing the crossover. And I think that people just realize that, man, there's money to be made in boxing. So they're kind of doing their thing and switching over and going back and forth and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is a big one. Your boy's got a graphic for this here. Very, very big news from the WBC. And this is going to, could affect a rule change in boxing in general, which would be kind of crazy. So the WBC president, Mauricio Suleiman, has declared that he wants a trial of a new judging system with 6 judges for Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk on May 18th. Suleiman said he's distributed a emergency petition for the WBA, IBF, and WBO, plus all parties involved with the undisputed fight to try to make this happen. Let me know what y'all think about this. I'm kind of intrigued by this. I'm wondering if this is this good for boxing or is this bad for boxing? 6 judges. You know, maybe there's less room for error, or maybe adding more judges makes more room for error. You know, yeah. So check it out, man. Read into this a little more. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you think if 6 judges for boxing is good or bad. So we'll have to talk more about that. But let's see if it happens first too. They got a little bit of time to make it happen. You know, this is all I've heard. I haven't heard any more updates since, and I think this was a few days ago that this was all put in. So again, I think that it could be a good thing and it could be a really bad thing. You know, I mean, if you put more, could never hurt, I guess, to have more eyes on a match to see, you know, maybe they see something that the other judges don't. On the flip end though, I think, you know, there could be more margin for error, just more, obviously judges are human just like everybody else. And, you know, that's more room for human error to happen, I guess, you know? So very interesting idea though. I really do think that, yeah, I think it's something I think we could see happen. This could be a boxing rule change we see happen very soon. So interesting. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Another announcement, Josh Taylor Catterall 2 has been postponed. Taylor suffered an injury. It was undisclosed on what the injury was, but now they're trying to push it back for mid to late May. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know when that is rescheduled, and we will know for sure. And if I find anything out about Josh Taylor's injury, I'll let you guys know as well. So another one, you all know my favorite boxer, Caleb Plant. He's looking to get back in the ring. It's rumored that Charlo Plant could be July 13th in Dallas. So if that's the case, you know, I'm hyped on it. You know, y'all know me. I really like the Charlos, even though they kind of do their own weird things sometimes. I'm a big fan of the Charlos. You guys know Caleb Plant's my favorite boxer. You know, so I'm excited for it. You know, I think the thing I love about Caleb is bro will always take the big fights. You know what I mean? Whether there's risk in it or not. You know, so I'll let you guys know more about that if I do hear more about that at all. You'll all be the first to know. So another one, Subriel Matias and Liam Paro are finalizing a deal for June 15th in Puerto Rico. You know, Liam Paro, tough dude out of Australia. So he's kind of making his name in the 140 division. And obviously Subriel Matias, a lot of people say is the boogeyman at 140. You know, I know we got some big names at 140 now with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney and all of them being there. But, you know, people say that Matias, they believe he's one of the hardest hitters in the division. Kind of one of those black sheep, if you will. Just someone you don't necessarily think about a lot, being the boogeyman of that. You know, it was really Regis Prograis was the boogeyman at 140 until Devin Haney went and kind of changed that up a little bit. But yeah, so we'll see. But I think this Liam Paro fight could be a tough fight. You know, so we'll see how that goes. And then finally, let's get to it. We'll get to it real quick. The headline of my thumbnail. Keith Thurman is out. He has a very, very bad bicep injury. There was rumors. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the full medical on it yet, but someone mentioned that it could be a torn bicep. You know, so injuries do happen in training camp. You know, dudes are dieting down, putting a lot of stress on their body, multiple training sessions a day. You know, this kind of stuff does happen from time to time. So, you know, obviously prayers for Thurman. Hopefully he gets, he gets healthy, is able to maybe make this fight happen in the future, or just the hopes that he'll be able to fight again. You know, sometimes you get injuries that will change you forever, you know, so hopefully the doctors react quick. He gets whatever it is taken care of. Again, I don't know exactly what it was. I just heard it was rumored that it was a torn bicep. You know, the official statement was a bicep injury, so it could be, you know, a lot of different things. So, but some interesting news. Sebastian Fundora is stepping in. So it's gonna be Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora. You know, I think you guys might remember Fundora as being a very, very large person for his weight class. He's like 6'6", and he fights, right now he's fighting at 154. So he might be actually be bigger than that. Might be 6'7", 6'8". Big kid though. He's like just a monster. And, he's had a pretty good career so far. He's only had the one loss, I believe, to Brian Mendoza. And I think, that sometimes taking that loss is the best thing that can happen to you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think this, we always know how this goes. I always talk about all the time when it's like a last minute shakeup. You never know what's going to happen. You got someone you've been preparing the past 6 to 7 weeks for somebody else, right? And then last minute, you got to completely change up your game plan, So it's tough. That's a tough ask, you know what I mean? So, and it's a tough ask for Fundora to take it on such short notice because he hasn't been prepping as much as Tim Tszyu would have been for this fight, So he's got to kind of come in, make some last minute adjustments. Hopefully he'd already been on his cardio, staying ready for whatever next bout he had. That's the hope at least. Taking it on a couple weeks notice, but big shot, big upset opportunity. Could be big, and this that's March 30th, so that's coming up. So really that should have been added in there as part of the, that 7 to 8 week span of boxing that we have coming up. But there's not a lot in between that and the beginning of April. So yeah, but hey, that's the episode right there, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you guys so much. As always, I think we're about to hit the counter today. I was at like 1390 or something like that. So we're about to hit 1,400 subscribers. Always a blessing coming to you guys every single week. Thank you guys for supporting. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, put on post notifications. That way whenever I go live, whenever I post a short, whenever I post a clip. But for real, thank you guys so much. It's always a blessing coming to you guys. Again, thanks for all the people that showed a bunch of love with the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul thing. People are coming to me left and right. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? I know you got a podcast. What do you think? What do you think about this? So it was just dope. It was a cool feeling, man. It's so fun interacting with you guys. I have a blast, and y'all know me, man. Y'all that know me in person know that I can talk for hours and hours and hours. It's amazing that I managed to shut up on here quite a bit and try to keep my episodes under 40 minutes most of the time. We've snuck close to an hour a couple times, but I've always been that person that just talks, and then when you get me going on something I love like boxing, man, I'll talk for days, man. So for real though, man. Thank you guys so much. Stay tuned. Got some news coming up here pretty soon as well. So again, thank you guys for the love. Until the next episode, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.